You're about to give a presentation, or you're meeting someone important, or you're just walking into a room where you need to speak English. Your heart is beating faster. Then someone else starts talking first. Maybe the host, maybe another speaker, and within 30 seconds, you feel your shoulders drop, your breathing slows. You even start to smile. What just happened? That person made you feel comfortable, and they did it with very specific, learnable skills.
Great speakers aren't just good at delivering information. They're masters at creating a feeling of safety and welcome in their listeners. They know that before anyone can truly listen, they need to feel at ease. And the language and techniques they use are not magic. They are patterns that you can learn and adapt for your own English communication, whether you're speaking to one person or 100.
Welcome to Simple English Talks. Today we're uncovering exactly how great speakers make you feel comfortable, and how you can steal their secrets to become a more trusted, more listened to English communicator. This isn't about becoming a polished robot, it's about becoming a human that other humans feel good around.
By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear framework, the 3 pillars of comfort-creating communication, a set of simple phrases that instantly warm up a conversation, and an understanding of the common mistakes that accidentally make people tense. You'll be able to walk into any English interaction and be the reason someone else relaxes.
So let's start with you. Think of a time when someone speaking English, maybe a teacher, a colleague, a YouTuber, made you feel instantly at ease. What did they do? Was it their tone of voice, their smile, a specific phrase? Share that memory in the comments. Mine was a professor who started every class by saying, "I'm so glad you're all here. I know life is busy."
And if you're ready to become that kind of speaker yourself, hit subscribe to Simple English Talks. Now let's get into Section 1, the foundational comfort builder, authentic warmth, and the art of the soft opening.
When you listen to a great speaker, the first thing you notice is not their vocabulary, it's their presence. They don't launch into a rigid, over-rehearsed speech. They often start with a moment of shared humanity. It could be a genuine, "I'm a little nervous actually," or a simple, "It's so nice to see everyone's faces." This vulnerability and warmth immediately levels the playing field. Instead of a distant expert, you see a fellow human, and that's comforting.
This technique is called the soft opening. It's the opposite of a cold, formal start. Soft openings include a warm greeting with a personal note, an honest acknowledgement of the situation, or a shared observation. "Wow, it's warm in here, isn't it? Thanks for being here despite the heat. I know everyone's busy, so I really appreciate your time." It signals care and awareness. The formula is acknowledge the reality, plus express gratitude or shared feeling.
Let's contrast a stiff opening with a soft, comfortable one. Stiff. Welcome to the quarterly review. I will now present the figures. Comfortable. Hi everyone. It's great to see you all. I know these reviews can feel a bit dry, so I'll do my best to keep this useful and quick. Thanks for being here. Which speaker do you want to listen to? The second one, obviously. Now you try. Imagine you're starting a small online class. Open with a soft, human acknowledgement. "Hey everyone, I'm so happy you could make it. I know technology can be tricky, so well done for getting here." Say it out loud, with a warm smile in your voice.
Great speakers also use self-deprecation wisely. A tiny, gentle joke at their own expense can dissolve tension. I'm going to talk about productivity today, which is ironic, because I procrastinated writing this talk. Laughter bonds people. However, the key is, it must be mild and authentic, never putting themselves down too harshly or fishing for compliments. It says, "I don't take myself too seriously. You can relax too."
Another immediate comfort signal is the use of the listener's world. Instead of diving straight into your content, you bridge from their experience. You know that feeling when your phone is at 1% and you have no charger. Today's topic is a bit like that. It's about emergency communication. This, you know that feeling, or "have you ever" phrase creates instant empathy. It tells the listener, "I understand your world, and I'm speaking from a shared place."
Let's practice that. I'll give you a dry topic, and you create a comfortable bridge. Topic: time management. Bridge. You know that sinking feeling on Sunday evening when you realize the weekend disappeared? Let's talk about making time feel bigger. Try it out loud. Great. Now the next step in comfort is what you do throughout the conversation, which we'll explore in Section 2.
So Section 1 takeaway. Comfort starts with a soft opening that acknowledges reality and shares humanity. Use gentle self-deprecation and bridge from the listener's own experience. Be present, be warm, and ditch the formal stiffness. This sets a foundation where people feel safe enough to truly listen.
Now Section 2, the inclusive language and active listening signals that keep people comfortable in an ongoing conversation. Because creating a comfortable start is one thing, but maintaining that feeling as you speak is where the real skill shines.
The biggest discomfort in a conversation or a talk is feeling like you're being talked at rather than talked with. Great speakers constantly use inclusive language, we, us, our, together. Instead of, "I'm going to show you how to do this," they say, "Let's explore this together." Instead of, "You need to remember this," they say, "We should keep this in mind." This small shift dissolves the invisible barrier between speaker and listener.
Let's do an exclusivity to inclusivity makeover. Exclusive. My advice is for you to practice every day. Inclusive. We all know consistency is the hardest part, so let's think about how we can practice in a way that actually fits our lives. Exclusive. This is my story. Inclusive. I want to share a story with you, and I hope you might see a bit of yourself in it. Your turn. Change this exclusive sentence. I'm excited to present this idea to you. Inclusive. I'm excited to explore this idea with you. Say it.
Another powerful comfort tool is the pause and check-in. Great speakers don't just monologue, they create mini breaks where they re-engage the listener's eyes and mind. Does that make sense? Am I going too fast? How does that land with you? These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of respect. They invite the listener to be a co-pilot, not a passenger. In one-on-one conversation, it's even simpler. "What do you think?" or "I'd love your take on this."
Let's simulate a check-in. I'll be explaining something, and after a couple of sentences, I'll pause and check in with you. So the key to listening is focusing on the stressed words. The rest kind of melts away. Is that clear so far? Have you noticed that before? Now you, the listener, can just mentally nod. Now you try it. Think of a simple concept and explain it for 15 seconds out loud. Then pause and check in with the imaginary listener. So, you mix flour and water. Does that make sense? Okay, good.
Storytelling is a massive comfort driver. Facts and figures can be cold, but a short, personal story wraps the message in warmth. I remember I once tried this technique and completely failed. I was in a shop and I mispronounced salmon so badly the cashier thought I wanted salmonella. Stories invite the listener to visualize and feel, which is a relaxed, receptive brain state. They also make you relatable. A great speaker is a generous storyteller.
How about a comfort phrase collection? Here are some go-to phrases that signal, "I'm here with you, not above you." Let me share something that surprised me. I'll be honest with you. Here's what I wish I'd known earlier. If you take away just one thing. I'm still learning about this myself. Each of these lowers your pedestal and raises the listener's sense of partnership. Pick one and try starting a sentence with it now.
So Section 2 takeaway. Maintain comfort by using inclusive we language. Regularly checking in with the listener, weaving in personal stories, and using phrases that signal partnership and humility. The goal is to make the listener feel like an active participant in the conversation, not a silent recipient.
Now for Section 3. The subtle, nonverbal adjacent skills of pacing, tone, and validating responses. These are often unconscious in great speakers, but you can bring them into conscious practice.
Pacing is about speed. A nervous, uncomfortable speaker often rushes, as if trying to get through a script as fast as possible. This makes listeners tense. A great speaker varies their pace. They slow down for important points. They pause before a key word. They leave silence around a joke so you can laugh. This relaxed pace signals to the listener's nervous system, we are safe. There is no rush. Even if you feel nervous inside, consciously slowing your speech by about 20% makes you sound more confident and makes others feel more comfortable.
Let's feel the difference. I'll say a sentence fast, then slow with a pause. Fast, the most important thing is to listen to more than you speak. That's stressful. Now slow. The most important thing is to listen more than you speak. Hear how the pause creates weight and calm? Now your turn. Say this sentence out loud. First rushed, then slow with a pause. Connection before content always wins. Rushed, now slow. Connection before content always wins. That feels so much more grounded.
Tone and warmth of voice are equally crucial. A great speaker smiles while they speak. Even on the phone, it's literally audible. A warm, slightly lower pitch is calming. You can practice this by reading anything with a gentle, caring tone, as if you're soothing a friend. Your phone voice can become your comfortable speaking voice. It doesn't need to be high energy, it needs to be human and present.
Validating what someone says before adding your point is comfort at its peak in conversation. That's such a good point. I never thought of it that way. Thank you for sharing that. These phrases aren't just polite, they are emotional nods. They say, you matter. Great speakers validate questions and comments, even challenging ones, before responding. I really appreciate that question. It's an important one. This diffuses defensiveness and keeps the conversation collaborative.
Let's practice validation. I'll give a mildly critical comment, and you validate before responding. Comment, I'm not sure I agree with that approach. Validate plus respond. I appreciate you saying that, and it's fair. Let me explain why I think this works in this context. Your turn. Comment, that sounds a bit complicated. Validate and respond. That's totally fair. It can sound complicated. The good news is, it's actually simpler than it looks. Say yours.
Comfortable speakers also know the power of focusing on shared values. Even with a disagreement, they find common ground first. We both want the project to succeed. At the heart of it, we all want to feel understood. This refocuses on the big picture and reminds everyone that they're on the same team. It's deeply soothing in any discussion.
So Section 3 takeaway. Use a slower, varied pace with intentional pauses. Warm your tone. Validate others before adding your own thoughts. And find shared values to maintain connection, even in disagreement. These skills turn you into a speaker who feels like a comfortable, safe space, not a source of pressure.
Now, let's talk about the common mistakes that even well-meaning speakers make that destroy comfort. Sometimes we try to be helpful or impressive and accidentally do the opposite.
Mistake 1. Information dumping. You're so eager to share everything you know that you speak in a long, dense block. The listener's brain overloads, they feel anxious about remembering it all, and they shut down. Comfortable speakers give information in bite-sized chunks with breathing space. Break up your points with, that's the first piece, the second is, and pauses.
Mistake 2. Using complex jargon to sound smart. Saying utilize your cognitive resources instead of use your brain builds a wall of formality. The listener feels they need a translation, which makes them feel inadequate and uncomfortable. Comfortable speakers use simple, clear, human words. As Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
Mistake 3. Ignoring the nonverbal and verbal cues of confusion. You're speaking, and the listener's eyes glaze over, but you keep going because you want to finish your point. This is a comfort killer. Great speakers are hyper-aware and pivot. I see I might be losing you. Let me put that differently. That pivot actually builds trust because it shows you care more about their understanding than your own speech.
Mistake 4. Forced positivity or toxic reassurance. If someone says, "I'm nervous about my English," and you say, "Oh, don't be nervous, your English is perfect," you've just dismissed their feeling. A comfortable response acknowledges the feeling first. It's completely normal to feel that way. I feel nervous sometimes too. The fact that you're here speaking is huge. Validate before you reassure.
Let's fix a jargony, dense sentence into a comfortable, simple one. Jargon. We need to leverage our synergies to optimize our core competencies moving forward. Comfortable. We need to work together on what we're best at. Say the comfortable version. See? Instant relief. Now, try simplifying a complex idea of your own out loud.
Another mistake. Over-accommodating. Speaking to someone with intermediate English in an exaggerated, sing-song, overly slow way can feel patronizing. Comfortable speakers adjust by being clear and slightly slower, but they maintain a natural, respectful rhythm. They talk with the person, not down to them. It's a fine line of clarity without condescension.
Summary of mistakes. Don't dump information. Chunk it. Ditch the complex jargon. Watch for listener cues and pivot. Validate feelings instead of dismissing them, and avoid patronizing tone. Comfort is built on respect, clarity, and genuine listening.
Interactive practice time. Let's put on our great speaker hats and transform uncomfortable scenarios into comfortable ones.
Scenario 1. You're starting a presentation, and you notice the audience looks tired and a bit bored already. Option A. Okay, let's start quickly. Slide 1. Option B. I can see some tired faces out there. Long day, right? I'll keep this punchy and full of practical stuff so you can get back to your evening. Thanks for being here. B. Say B with a warm, acknowledging smile.
Scenario 2. Someone asks a question you've already covered, but they missed it. Instead of, "as I just said," which feels shaming, you say, "No worries, I'm glad you asked. It's a key point. What I mentioned is," this validates the question and repeats without judgment. Practice saying that now. "No worries, I'm glad you asked. It's a key point."
Scenario 3. You want to disagree with a friend's opinion on a movie without making it awkward. Use the shared value plus gentle contrast formula. We both love this director, and I can see why you liked the film. For me, the pacing felt a bit off, but I'm glad we can talk about it. This is comfort in disagreement. Say your own version about a movie you recently disagreed on.
Scenario 4. You're explaining a somewhat complex grammar point, and you see confusion. Use a check-in and a relatable story to clarify. "Let me pause. This can feel abstract. Let me tell you a quick story about when I messed this up." Storytelling to the rescue. Practice that transition. "Let me pause. This can feel abstract. Let me tell you a quick story."
Scenario 5. Someone is very nervous about speaking English with you. Use a comforting, vulnerable opener. "Please don't worry about perfect English. Honestly, I still mix up my tenses sometimes. Let's just chat, and we'll figure it out together." Say that with genuine warmth. Notice how it immediately lowers the stakes.
Your final creative challenge. Write in the comments one phrase or sentence you could use to make someone feel comfortable in an English conversation. It could be a soft opener, a check-in, a validation. We'll collect the best ones.
The legacy of a great speaker is not the brilliance of their words, but the comfort they leave in the room. When people feel safe, they listen, they engage, they remember. You now have a toolkit to be that speaker, whether you're addressing 100 people or just one person across a coffee table. It's a gift that improves every relationship.
Let's review the landscape of comfort we've explored today.
Section 1 taught us the soft opening. Acknowledge reality. Share humanity. Bridge from the listener's world. Start with warmth and vulnerability to build instant trust.
Section 2 was all about sustaining comfort with inclusive language. We, us, regular check-ins, personal stories, and partnership phrases. Keep the listener as a co-pilot.
In Section 3, we mastered the delivery, slowing down, using pauses, warming our tone, validating others, and finding shared values. These are the physical and emotional pillars of a comforting presence.
We then avoided the traps: info dumping, jargon, ignoring cues, toxic positivity, and patronizing tones. You now know how to steer clear of discomfort.
So here's my final question. Which comfort-building technique will you try to embody in your very next English conversation? Will you try a soft opener, a slower pace, a we phrase, or a validation? Choose one and name it.
Write your choice in the comments. And if this episode made you feel a little more confident and a little more human, please like it, share it with a fellow learner or speaker, and subscribe to Simple English Talks. Let's build a community of truly comfortable communicators.
You have the power to be the person who makes others feel at ease. That is a language skill that transcends grammar and vocabulary. Use it generously. The world needs more comfortable conversations, and you can lead them.
Thank you for being here, for listening, and for caring about how you make others feel. Go and spread that comfort. See you next time on Simple English Talks.